like Medea. I love that. You know, for the longest time, I did not watch any of the Medea movies. And then after that, but the one where she told that girl to use the hot grits and then they use the baby oil, classic, classic. I just had a quick little share about my experience with Amazon in Panama. Hola, Robin. I know sometimes people ask me about mail delivery here in Panama, and that is a very important question, right? Because we do not have regular mail delivery here. So there is no post, well, I'm not going to say there's no post office. They just don't have the little trucks that go around, and you don't have a mailbox in front of your house. Of course, we live in, most of us in high rises, right? But there is no mail delivery. There's not going to be a mailman coming to your building with your letters. So if you're trying to write somebody a cute note, a lot of times in the WhatsApp group, somebody will say, is anybody traveling? Can you mail a letter for me? Me, I'm very leery because I don't know what's in an envelope that somebody gives me, and I do not want to get myself in trouble with that. So I would never volunteer, unless, you know, it's my sister, somebody that I know. So there is no mail delivery, but they have, sometimes you'll see some buildings say correos. Correo means mail, right? And apparently you can go in there and they have small individual mailboxes that you can rent for the year, like you would do a mailbox in the US. And I guess you can get mail that way. But I would not trust that mail from the US come to that box, okay? So if you have any documents that you want to send to your attorney, something important, go ahead and cough up that money and use DHL, FedEx, there is UPS. But outside of that, hola auntie, there is no mail delivery. So how do we handle getting packages, right? This is different from you wanting to ship, you know, household item, things that are, you know, important to you. Those are different. There are logistic companies that will do that. Some of them do what we call white glove service. They would take it, they would go to the place in the US, pack up your stuff, and ship it. And I think they go by containers, go by weight. So you're gonna have to check with those logistics companies to bring your table, your painting, stuff like that. Other things we encourage people to bring with them, I told them to bring, you know, like your good bedding, towels, but I don't say that anymore because you can go to places like Stevens. You know, I have a couple of other places that you can get some decent towels, so you don't need to take your space in your suitcase to bring those anymore. But the things that I recommend that you bring are like your household, your kitchen stuff, because it's not the same. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Things tend to go bad quicker, and I have not had really have good experience with the electronic stuff. Also, people tell you like telephone, like cell phones, get them from over there. I just bought a cell phone here, so right. So I needed to order something from Amazon. You know, I have tried to stay away from ordering from Amazon for a multitude of reasons. I've been here almost 4 years. This is the very first delivery. So that tells you my reluctance was strong. But I needed, like, I've been needing like a lapel little wireless mic for when I record, because yesterday I listened to I use my laptop, which is a Mac, and it has a built-in mic. And I was like, the sound is not that great, so I needed to upgrade. So I had canceled my Prime membership. Now, you know, apparently there is some kind of class action lawsuit with Amazon Prime, I don't know. I don't get those kind of things. So let's go back to the mail. When you are getting Social Security and you're out of the country, you need to have a physical address. Whether you're home, you cannot use a PO box, you know that. So you have to find a way for mail to get delivered to you. Now you can always use the one I'm going to tell you, that this company that I signed up with here, they'll give you a mailing address down south in Miami, Doral, or, which is really still Miami area. So make sure you can receive, like if you have like credit cards and you have a notification from insurance, all these, you need to have a physical address, all right? We can talk maybe offline about how you go about that. I don't want to say that up here, but you need a physical address. And how you get mail forwarding, which is, right? So either you have your house, somebody's still receiving the mail for you, check your mailbox, your neighbor, whoever, that's a good thing. Or you can forward your mail to the address in Miami or somewhere else, but physical, no PO boxes. So what we do here to receive mail, I'm not receiving mail here, right? But if you have packages, somebody says, how do you get things from Amazon or any other place? Like I said, if it's a document, they will bring it to your building with your address. So like if you're gonna upgrade your passport, you can put the address of your building. That's how I got my passport. They will deliver it, and you prepay DHL, and it's not a problem. But if you have an address, okay, first of all, let's backtrack. If you want to get Amazon Temu delivery, there is a Temu Panama. Now, I've never ordered from them, so I can't speak to that. But if you want to order something from Amazon like you did, and I did, and I don't have the Prime, I cancel that. Regular delivery. You go on Amazon, and then you're going to put the address that the company here has provided to you. There are a slew of companies willing to work with you to bring the packages to you, of course, for a fee. After looking at a bunch of pros and cons from other companies, I set my sight on this company called Tracy, T-R-E and then capital C. They have a good reputation here in town, and the customer service, from what I've seen so far, is on point, which is something you don't say very often about certain companies here, because customer service, we've told you before, the way you have it in your mind, you frame it, is not the same here, okay? So I didn't have to go into an office. I just saw their WhatsApp. Remember, WhatsApp is king here. I just sent a message saying, hi, how do I sign up for the services with you? All right? And then it's like, oh, this is the information. Boom, 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 send you all the information. And then it was like in a matter of minutes, they already provided me with my address in Miami that is provided by them. So when I put the address for the delivery on Amazon, that's the address that I give. So it's got my name, it's got the address, Street Northwest or whatever, and then there is a number that is attached to your name. So you can either leave it in your name, or I add it to the second line of the address. I ordered this, just 2 items. I wanted the lapel little mic, and then I've been wanting like a small grill, just so that sometimes when I'm cooking something, whether it's chicken tenders or something, that I have some grill marks. So there was a small one. I don't need a whole big grill because I don't have space and I don't want to start collecting things. So I ordered it today is Wednesday. I think I ordered it maybe Wednesday, right? Now, I don't have Prime, so that means I don't get it delivered to that address the next day. It was maybe 2 or 3 days. And then I got the text yesterday, we have a delivery for you. How do you want to handle it? And the way they charge you here, so for Amazon, I believe it's £3. They charge you per pound here, right? And of course, Amazon, once you put your, they give you the price, then you have taxes, then you have the shipping, right? That is not Prime, so it's not free. I believe the shipping was like $6 something from Amazon. And then when it got here, they say, oh, this is how much it costs you, $7.50, $2.50 per pound. So you don't want to be bringing a lot of heavy stuff here, big boxes, things for the kitchen, buy those here. And then just plan to change them a little bit more, sooner. If it's anything you can bring with you, bring it with you. Put it on your shipping, in your shipping container, or like the sister brought me my my Dutch oven, right? She was able to put it in her suitcase. So you could do that for items like that, but don't bring. I've had people bring their chairs, their sofas, and I'm like, I'm not paying money for stuff like that, right? I can buy it here. We have Ashley Furniture here and other places, but that's me. You do whatever you want, sis. So $7.50, and then I went and paid on the app we call Yappy, and then it came to the building, was delivered, because they asked you, do you want to pick it up or want it delivered? They did not charge me extra for delivery. Some places will charge you, $2, $3 for delivery. So that's a good thing. So we're looking at about 6-7 days total. That is not bad. Because what they do, they get the package in Miami, and then I'm sure they have arrangement with planes that come in, cargo, and then they bring it in here. So a lot of people are getting all kinds of stuff from Temu. People talk about Temu. I don't know. I've never ordered anything from them. And one sister said it takes about 3 weeks to get stuff from Temu. Because remember, it's coming from China or some other place. I don't know. I am not a shopper like that. I always say if something is that urgent, I don't need it. There is nothing that I need that is that urgent that I'm going to pay a lot of money and not anymore. That was then, this is now. All right, let's see. I'm looking for my camera. It better be here. So I see another box. My lapel camera. Sensarte. Oh no, this is the handle for the little, what do we call that? The grill. Oh! What in the world is that? It's like a screwdriver. So they send you a screwdriver to screw the handle on? Wow, that's interesting. I needed a screwdriver. Yes, I needed the grill marks. Oh my gosh, they sent me my own screwdriver. Oh. Wow. Okay, so that I can figure out later. I really want I don't like to read directions, so I usually tell my husband when he's going to be sitting there and reading all the fine print. Oh, there we go. No camera. So it's probably going to be one of these things that they're going to ship separately. No camera. But you know, it's funny, I was talking, I said, usually they'll send you an email saying you can track it. I didn't get any of that. But they didn't send my camera. So that's probably going to come separate, and I wonder if they're going to charge me separate, but the camera is not going to weigh anything. Okay. So you could have ordered all kinds of things. People order from Amazon. You know what all the things you used to order from Amazon. But I was still looking forward to getting the camera, but no camera. They piece shipping. And you know how it is though, because the companies are different. They're coming from different places, so it's not the same. I know, Auntie. They sent me a whole screwdriver. I've never seen that before. Okay. But the handle is nice. Look at that. It's beautiful. Huh. Interesting. But you know, I remember when I was at home, I ordered a whole dining room table from International something International, and it was one of those whitewashed wood, heavy, and the whole thing came to me in like multiple really heavy boxes, and I remember dragging those things back into the dining room and putting it together all by myself. Yes, I did. And it was beautiful. Oh, I love that table. When somebody came and took it, I felt like part of my heart was going with it. So, I understand. Okay. Nothing. Oh, something's happening. Because it's not moving. Nope. What may be? I need to take this out. I know we used to call these the star étoile in French. Okay. And it's got the little washer. Usually I'm pretty good at figuring things out. But I certainly am not a handyman person. I remember I used to work with, I had a neighbor who was really, really good. And she used to work in her yard until one day she said she was working in her yard and she couldn't get up. Oh, I think I got it. She said, Maggie, I rolled to the right, I rolled to the left, and I could not get up. And it took a neighbor, to come give her a hand, to get her off the ground in the grass. I'm like, that's what happens when you get old. You think you can do what you used to do before, and you can't. You can't. I used to be able to stay and work in my yard and do weeding and plant things and for like 8 hours. And then after that, it was like, nope, after an hour or two, I was done. All right, so my another camera, my microphone. Did I say camera? It's a microphone. My microphone didn't come. Whew, it looks good. So, one thing I have been wanting to do is kebabs, right? And for kebabs, you want the grill marks, and because I have like a flat top, I don't have any flames. So, yeah, because this is just like my regular pot, so it should work. And when I was picking it out, I had to pick one for flat top. You know, stoves with flat top. All right, well, I got one thing. The brain is sensarte. And this week, ladies and gentlemen, I heard that IKEA is almost here in Panama. People are going to lose their mind. Okay? There is a building, we call those PH, that is advertising a model and they design the whole refurbishing or staging of the model with IKEA furniture. And I know when they have their grand opening, I am staying away. Hi, Lacey, because it's gonna be crazy when IKEA gets here. But I can just see so many jobs for people. I'm so excited about that. Anything that brings job for the young people, especially those who are bilingual, is going to be very, very helpful because English is something that they are pushing in the school system to position these kids, you know, for jobs. So I can see technology and language being very important. And I thought that was cool that IKEA is coming to Panama. Oh, yeah. So now what we need is a Trader Joe. If they have a Trader Joe or, I don't think we need a Whole Food. We have a Reba Smith that is just like a Whole Food. We don't need a Whole Food. The only thing Whole Food has that Reba doesn't have is like that, what do they call that? That buffet with the food. I don't care what you say. I don't like to pay their prices, but that buffet was something else. But anyway, you know, I cook my food, so I'm okay. That doesn't move me. But all right, 6 or 7 days for delivery, $2.50 per pound here. Whatever Amazon charges you, that's nothing to do with us. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to order something. Don't order too heavy. And check out Tracy Cargo. And if you want their WhatsApp, send me a text or put it in the message and I'll send you their WhatsApp if you are here, right? Because you have to be here expecting delivery to sign up. Otherwise, you know, if you live over there, there's no sense. All right? I just thought I'd share that with you guys. So, the housekeeper coming tomorrow, good. I would just mop these floors. I'm not into mopping floors anymore and scrubbing the toilets for my guests on Friday. The number just went up to, I think we're like 20 or 22 people. That's a lot of people. So today I went to the fish market. Oh, I didn't tell you that. I woke up yesterday. I should have gone to the fish market yesterday, right? You're welcome, Robin. I should have gone there because my friend was I'm just coming back from a birthday party. Her birthday was today. And you know, when somebody is our age, it's like, what do you give them? You know, we all have so much jewelry and clothing. I mean, we don't need anything. So I decided to cook her something. So I said, okay, I could go to the fish market tomorrow to get the fish for Friday, but I needed to get her fish. And I decided to get her a snapper that was this big. So yesterday I got up and I was playing on my phone. I had an appointment at 11, and I'm like, you know what? If I could get there at 7, then I could be home by 8:30 or 9, then that would be fine. But I don't know. I got into scrolling on my phone. When I looked up, it was like 8:30. By the time I would get ready, it would be 9. It was cutting it too close. I couldn't do it. I'm like, shoot. And then going to the fish market, you have to get there before 8 or 9. Otherwise, you know, you're going to get the leftovers. People would have already bought their stuff. So you always have to go there early. It's funny, today at the birthday party, they're already planning. They say, oh, next time you go to the fish market, we'll go with you. So now we have another WhatsApp group. They're trying to get together to say, when we're going to go to the fish market. And then another day where we're going to go on the second floor and get lobster. I tell you, that's what you do when you retire. So this morning I said, I need the fish today, right? So I said, okay, how am I going to get it? Because I have my workout at 8 a.m. So how are you going to do this, Maggie? I said, I have to be there about 6 or 6:30 so I can get back in time. So I set up my alarm for 5:30, and then I could hear ding, 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 ding. What is that noise? Oh, it's the alarm. So I get up. I left here at about 10 minutes to 6. Got on the bus, walked 2 blocks, got on the bus, and our buses are either 25 cents, some are 75 cents. And I'm like, oh. But because I didn't have time, the buses that say corridor-SWRA mean that the bus is going to go over the bridge. And because when they go over the bridge, they have to pay the PANA pass, which is like the, what do you call those in the States? You got to pay the toll. So it's 75 cents, even though there were only 2 stops before I got to where I needed to go. But anyway, so sometimes I wait and I don't take these buses, but this morning I didn't have that choice. So I got on the bus and walked to the Mercado de Mariscos, and I was explaining to the sisters that there's a whole area outside of the main showroom that you can find fish a lot more affordable. Now, they're not usually fillets. If you can ask them to fillet it for you, they might charge you more. And the fish is usually, when you buy in the showroom, they scale it off. And I don't do scaling. Last time, it's like, no. But in that place, they can scale the fish, clean it for you, get the gut out and everything for 20 cents per pound. Come on. It's like, yeah, go ahead and do it. We all can pay that, right? So I got the fish for the party. I think I got 8 pounds of this fish that I'm going to cut into like 3 pieces. And I'm going to do 2 pans. I'm going to blacken some of the fish, and then I'm going to turmeric and curry the other one. And then I'm thinking, because now I have more people coming, we have the kale salad and then the ratatouille. So maybe I need to do 2 pans of ratatouille, because that is the main veggie. We're not going to have anything else, vegetables. Then we're going to have chicken wings. My sister is bringing the chicken wing, not my regular sister, my sister here. And she said, I got 65 wings. And I'm like, okay, everybody's going to get about 3. So that's pretty good. That's what I told her. And then we have the fish. So I think we're okay in the meat section. But we have multiple desserts. I was going to make a peach pie, but I decided, no, I have enough to do. I'm not doing that. And I bought the potatoes, and they look good for the roasted potatoes, herb roasted potatoes. Oh, those are so good. And I'm not going to say dauphinoise. I'm not going to shave them really thin. I'm just going to dice them and then toss them in the, so I'm going to season them the night before. And the fish, we usually don't season overnight, but I'm going to cut them and get them ready. So the prep is important. And of course, when you only have one oven, you're going to have to time yourself to know. So we're going to put the ratatouille in the oven. What else goes into the oven? That's pretty much it. I'm not doing plantains because it's not Caribbean. This is a Mediterranean theme. And then I told the ladies, we didn't do the fedoras last time, so everybody's going to wear their hats. Yes, it's going to be fun. But anyway, when you're coming to Panama, there is a way for you to get your packages. So don't stress. We got you. All right? So you guys have a good night. Yes, I'm excited about IKEA too, because I can get my skillets. That's where I think that's the only thing I've ever bought. I bought like some, towels, maybe placemats there. But I'm not into the furniture. I don't, no. I usually go for the houseware. Yes. Yes. So even here, I like to go elsewhere and look and see what else can I get. I bought a couple of little baskets. We're gonna put the pitas and the crostinis in the basket, and then I'm gonna make the dip. I don't know if you call it a dip or not, but yeah, we'll do that the day before. All right, guys, have a good night. I was wanted to share that with you, but my mic didn't come. But I don't think I'll do another one with the mic because I just wanted you to know how you go about getting your packets and the company and how they charge. So you get charged by Amazon and then you get charged here. Of course, I mean, this is a business. It's not going to be free, right? All right, au revoir, good night, bye bye, bonne nuit.